Attention bobsled riders! You will soon be embarking on a thrilling podcast down the icy slopes of the Matterhorn. So please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the bobsled at all times. Auf Wiedersehen! Hello, yodelers! We are the Matterhorn Yodelers. I am your host today, Peter, with my co-host,
Chief
and
Jackie?
And today we're going to be talking about the D23 convention that happened last month.
We're going to talk about my time I went there in 2009.
Oh, so bad, that one.
No, that was the first one.
Was that?
That was the first one. That was the best
one.
one.
Was the best one. Then we went to one. It was like 2015.
Well, we went 2010 because I was there for that.
I thought we went 2011.
I think I've been to 3
or 12. It was 2012.
You went to the one in between.
Right. We did 2012. We went in 2012.
Yeah, I called out of work. I was like,
Or
I'm sick. I can't go into Disney World. I was at Disneyland and I called out sick while I was working at Disney World, going, I can't make it to work.
Right.
I got the
No, it was 2010. Now I remember.
The last one I went to was 2015, and you were there, and it was awful.
Yeah, that was bad.
It was hot. We were waiting outside.
They were checking one person in at a time.
One person at a time. You remember when we finally got in, and like the people that were passing out bags were like...
They're throwing them at us.
They were just throwing them because people were monsters.
They were mobbing. Give me the free pamphlet. Dad slept in a garage. Just go see Harrison Ford the next morning.
Yeah.
He slept overnight. He's like, it wasn't too bad. This is a 50-year-old man sleeping on the floor of a garage because the line was so bad.
So you wanted to see Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Yep. But no, we're not going to be talking about the ones of the past, although we might end up talking about some of the things from the past. But we're going to be talking about some of the news and the announcements that were made at the major panels. We're gonna
Explain to us what D23 is for those who don't know.
Yeah, D23 is basically Comic-Con, but Disney.
Yeah.
All things Disney.
Yeah, so D23 is like a membership that you can sign up for. It's the official fan club for Disney.
It's the one that Disney monetizes, yes.
Yeah.
There are others that don't cost money, but this one does. But, yeah, and so, yeah, we're going to go through and talk about some of the announcements from the animated side of things to the live action side of things, and we'll end things off with the parks.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start things off talking about Pixar. We all like Pixar, right?
Yeah.
Pixar's
It's a new generation of Pixar.
It is. It's not the same.
It's different, but you got to make sense. I mean, the first one came out in the 90s. I mean,
Yeah.
most people retire after 20, 30 years.
Right.
It's been that long.
We definitely have a new generation for Pixar, so I'm curious to see how things are going. Most of these announcements that we'll talk about, I was kind of like, okay, I don't know, we'll see.
I always feel that with animation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm like, it could be good, could be bad.
Which is why we're talking about it first, because
They just threw like concept art, and you're like,
okay,
cool.
like I remember when they first talked about, what was it, Soul, and it was like,
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
We'll tease you with something you have no clue about, and you will have no emotional connection to it at all.
but you'll be excited because we'll bring in famous people.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I feel like those kind of panels is you go to them to see the famous actors.
I think so. I think that's fair.
That's
Like Jude Law shows up in one of them, and I'm like, why is Jude Law? Oh, okay, I see.
Right. So the first one they talked about was this movie. This one was actually the one I was probably most excited about, was Elemental.
Why?
So what they give, it's supposed to come out June 16th of 2023, so
Soon.
a year from now. A little less than a year from now. And it's, let's see here, it says, a story of immigrants pursuing dreams in beautiful neighborhoods where language and cultures come together. Filmmakers introduce the characters in Elemental, which is set in a city where fire, water, land, and air residents live together. Emperor is a tough and fiery young woman, and Wade is a fun, sappy, go-with-the-flow guy. Helping bring them to life are Leia Lewis and Mamadou Anthe. I don't know who they are. So
Is there an airbender?
Wrong company.
wrong studio.
Not
Yeah.
yet.
Not yet. Buy up Nickelodeon. Yeah. So I mean, this one seemed interesting. I mean, it's a fun concept. You know, it kind of like it gives me the Inside Out vibes.
Yeah.
Where it's just, you know, you got the different personalities that are associated with different elements. You got fire, water, earth, air.
Think Gail's gonna show up?
Gail?
How about Samantha?
Samantha.
I don't even know Samantha.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Frozen 2.
Frozen 2.
Oh, I'm
Come
sorry.
on.
Sorry, when you watch it like a million times.
I think I've only seen it once, to be
Again,
honest.
what?
So.
Samantha.
I've seen Hocus Pocus 15 times already.
Just in today.
But no, it just seemed kind of fun. Just a fun. It looks like there's going to be just a lot of funny gags and interactions with the different elements. It also gives me Zootopia vibes as well, and I like Zootopia. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts?
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm excited to see it, and I hope it's funny.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's hoping.
I hope it doesn't suck.
Yeah.
I hope it's not one of those serious ones.
Yeah, and I don't think this one gives off that vibe.
No.
So, all right. So the next one, I believe, is a Disney Plus show called Win or Lose.
And this is first of Pixar to do a
No.
series.
Mm-mm.
What?
Monsters.
Oh,
Monsters at Work.
Monsters at Work. I forgot about
Love
that one.
Monsters at Work.
That
Yeah.
one's
I've probably
fun.
seen it like 10 times.
So this would be their second. I think they did it first with a property everyone knows, and they're like, okay, we can do this with something else.
Yeah.
So, it looks like a cute little show. It says the series follows the Pickles. Can't go wrong with the Pickles, right?
It's a cute name.
Yeah, a co-ed middle school softball team in the week leading up to their championship game. Each episode takes place the same week, highlighting the perspective of a different main character. So it's kind of cool. So it's just kind of like, you know, you get pieces of the puzzle along the way, and then the last person's like, oh, it's all interconnected. How it all connects together.
We like connectivity.
Yes. Coming from the house that pushes the MCU. So, yeah, I mean, it looks cute. Looks fun. Comes out Disney Plus fall of next year. So, probably in about a year. Now comes one I don't know what to think about. It's Elio, I believe is how it's pronounced.
They could say it like
Elio?
Elio!
Elio or Elio, I don't know. One of those.
I just like it's like Amelia, like Emilio,
Right.
but you just say Elio.
It says, in the story, 11-year-old dreamer Elio is artistic, creative, and avid indoorsman who finds it hard to fit in. Meanwhile, mom Olga, gotta love having a mom named Olga, right? Not intimidating at all. Who runs a top secret military project, is working to decode a strange signal from outer space. But it's Elio who makes contact. Gets beamed into space and subsequently mistaken for an intergalactic ambassador for Earth. So,
Anytime somebody uses intergalactic, I think of Beastie Boys.
intergalactic planetary. Gotcha.
Sorry.
I'm surprised I knew what you were talking about.
It's fun. They're bringing in like space and aliens.
Yeah. The important question is, how will it fit into the Pixar theory?
That is what's fun now about watching Pixar. Except for Buzz Lightyear, we're like, I got
just a movie.
nothing.
It's a movie.
It's a
in
TV
the
show,
MCU.
yeah.
And that's about it. So, but that's supposed to come out spring of 2024. So we got a ways for that one. So can't really get too excited about that one. We're kind of a ways off.
And some of
on that.
these might be cut.
We'll see. I don't know. It's hard to say. Usually with animation, it's usually
33 years into it, and it's really hard to cut things.
it's kind of hard to cut things. As far as I know, there's only been one movie that's been cut from Pixar. It was one called Newt.
Yeah, Newt got cut.
Yeah.
And there was like a
Good
giant
Dinosaur
one.
should have been cut.
Yes.
I think they had to rewrite that one a few times.
They tried.
The Good Dinosaur?
Yeah.
Oh, several times.
Yeah, they had to rework that one a lot.
Yeah. Newt was a issue because the studio was like literally producing, another studio was literally producing the same movie pretty much.
Yeah.
And so they're like, well, we're not going to play that game. Even though we did in the past with A Bug's Life and other movies like that. So
Ant.
Ants.
But Bug's Life definitely was better
Such
than
a good
Ant.
one.
So a lot of people would disagree with you. Well, I know there's a lot of Ants fans.
They just hate Disney.
Yeah.
They're like Road to El
Road to
Dorado.
El Dorado, yeah. And the last announcement for Pixar was Inside Out 2, which I don't know how I feel about it.
I don't know.
I liked Inside Out. I don't know if it needs a sequel.
I felt complete after watching
Right.
It's like her experiencing teenage years or something.
I thought we were already doing
just
that.
says, it just says,
I want to Inside Out as an adult.
Let's bring in hormones.
Right.
What's this new emotion? I'm hormones. I'm chaos.
And that's pretty much it. It just says that Riley's going to be experiencing new emotions, and that's it.
I figure there's
This
more.
is anxiety and depression.
We kind of already dealt with that in the first one. I don't
That's
know.
true. You have sadness, and
Yeah.
then you have the
purple
green one.
Yeah, or green.
Disgust and fear.
No,
Yeah.
green was
Fear.
disgust. Fear
Is purple.
is
Yeah.
purple. You're right.
So
I can't
that one-
watch Inside Out. I cry every time with Bing Bong. That one, I
it's
can't do
so
it.
true.
Every time it comes on, I'm like, zip, 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 zip.
But that one, we got a ways to summer of 2024. So we got a ways for that one. Then Disney Animation came on to made a few announcements. They discussed, I believe it's a TV show that's coming out this year. That's what it looks like for Zootopia Plus.
Ooh,
Coming out
Ooh.
November 9th.
expanding the universe.
November 9th on Disney Plus.
Why not? Zootopia is like such a huge universe that they created, and I feel like they can.
Well, they're building a Zootopia land in, is it Hong Kong?
Yeah,
It's Hong Kong. So yeah, they want to expand on that property as much as possible, and we'll probably talk a little bit more about that a little bit later. This next one I cannot pronounce. It's Iwaju.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna-
Yeah.
I saw that.
Didn't they had like a preview for that or like a?
Something like that. This one, I believe this was the one where they're collaborating with another studio. I think an African studio, and making this movie. It says a love letter to Lagos, Nigeria. So it takes place in Nigeria. It says a world bustling with color, unique visual elements, and technical advancements inspired by the spirit of Lagos, which is physically divided into an island and a mainland separated by both water and social economic status. The coming-of-age story introduces Tola, a young heiress from the wealthy island, and her best friend, Cole, a self-taught tech expert and loving son from the mainland. So, yeah.
Tula. I just think of my Greek fat wedding.
Yeah.
Tula.
Here's some Windex.
Yeah.
So fixes everything.
Maybe it'll fix our podcast. Squeak, squeak.
Would that give us more subscribers? Will that get someone to email us?
That's the mixer. It's on fire now.
That's the Windex trying to purge the world of our podcast. Let's get rid of this cancer. No. So yeah, I mean, it looks interesting. We'll see. I mean, they didn't really give too much info. I mean, it looks like it'll be a very pretty movie to watch.
It's one of those like, we're doing stuff. Wait and
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
And like when it comes out, watch it. Give it a chance.
Right.
That's how I feel with animation.
Mm-hmm.
Then they went on and started talking about the one that's coming out, I believe, this year. Yeah, this November 23rd, Strange World, which looks more like a Pixar movie than it does a Disney animated movie. So we'll see what comes of it. I mean,
Do you think Disney Animation is surpassing Pixar?
I think they joined
honestly,
us.
I feel
Joined them.
honestly, like, I feel like we're at a point, like, I feel like they're going in different directions here. I feel like Pixar is going the direction that Disney Animation was going, and Disney Animation is going the direction Pixar was going originally.
So good. Maybe they'll just like go back and forth.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
So
they'll
maybe
correct
we'll
each other.
If those who like the old school Pixar might enjoy the the new Disney animation.
The Strange World one actually looks pretty good.
Yeah,
I
it
saw that
look-
and I was
it
like,
looks
that looks
interesting.
fun. It's a journey. Got
Yeah.
new characters.
It looks
some humor.
interesting. It's if you haven't seen the trailer's pretty good, and you won't have to wait long. Comes out shortly, so in about
like
a month
November.
from now. Yeah, November 23rd.
Is it going to the movies or? Is
Yes, theaters.
That's exciting.
Yes, so it'll be kind of fun. Yes, and then this one was pretty exciting. I thought was kind of an interesting point of view. It's called Wish. Just basically, it's a movie about where the whole wishing behind a star, sort of like what's the story behind that?
I'm excited for this one.
Which, who knows? Maybe we'll get some cameos from like the Blue Fairy or the Fairy Godmother. You know, cameos like that from ones who are associated with Wish.
Think of
granting.
Shrek, where they're trying to they got a plan.
Yes. Yep. So, I mean, looks kind of cute. Looks like it's not coming out anytime soon. Next year, fall. So, actually, not too far, about a year from now. So, fall of next year for the studio's 100th year, which, honestly, that was kind of the general theme throughout the entire conventions. This is everything we're talking about is for the 100th year of the Disney company.
So buy our merchandise
Yep.
that says
Yeah.
100 years.
Yep.
Yeah, and they came out with like they showed some like merchandise of like these like platinum ears, and they look interesting. It's like this like melted platinum looking thing on a black Mickey Mouse hat, and it's just like, okay.
Yeah, so,
And they charge like $200.
of course they did, because you know someone's going to buy it.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, but that was pretty much it on the animation side of things. So, Japheth, why don't you tell us about the exciting live action?
There's
Exciting.
so much. I
That's-
just wrote a list of
yeah.
stuff. So
Right.
if it seems like I'm rushing, it's because we have a lot, and I don't
Yeah.
want to bog this down. So we'll start off with Lucasfilms. You have Andor, which is out right now.
It's out. It's interesting. It's slow.
It's gonna get into that gritty.
The first two episodes were really slow. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That was really slow. But we'll see how things go.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, it's about Cassian Andor, who was in Rogue One. He was the male protagonist, right?
Yeah.
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 And it shows the early roots of the rebellion.
Literally the very beginning.
Yeah.
Super early.
So early, it didn't even exist early.
They've referenced Saul Guerrero, so I mean he's around doing stuff.
And Saul, you get introduced to in the Clone Wars animation. So I'm just gonna put that out there. If you really want to know,
What's going to be happening in the future of Star Wars, you need to understand Clone Wars.
because the guy who worked on Clone Wars with George Lucas is in charge of everything pretty much going forward.
Yes.
Because he's doing a great job.
Yeah. So yeah, that's out. We got an announcement for Willow.
Yes.
That's gonna be exciting. Father Yoder is very excited for this. This is was one of the top things he was most excited for.
I believe it.
One of the biggest, and well, I mean, it wasn't really announced. We all knew it was coming, but it's coming out soon.
Yeah,
Very soon.
November 30th.
Yeah.
I just think of the part where Willow, turns someone. He's like, Willow, you idiot. Okay, so we have Bad Batch.
I'm excited for that. I love the
January
Bad Batch.
2023.
I'm open to it. The first Bad Batch season was okay.
So this is season 2, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna build more upon post Clone Wars, and you're going off with this elite Bad Batch of clone special ops, maneuvering a post Republic galaxy. So I'm excited for it. Let's see what else we got. We got Star Wars Tales of the Jedi.
Oh, that was.
I'm so excited.
I got
for
the
this.
I got the chills.
Yeah, you see a scene with Count Dooku with young
coming-
apprentice
It's basically
Qui-Gon.
just telling different stories of different Jedis
Yeah.
in the universe.
Small stories.
It's coming out this month, right?
October 26th.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
We have Ahsoka. So another character from the Clone Wars,
Yep.
introduced to us in season 2 of The Mandalorian,
Yep.
and we saw briefly in um,
Book of
Book of
Boba
Fett.
Fett.
So that's coming out 2023, and it's going to be probably revolving around finding Ezra
Yeah.
and Thrawn. So
I want answers to that.
That
So-
one you need to know Rebels.
you need to watch Rebels for that to really get a feel. And I'll tell you, the first season of Rebels,
That's rough.
it's like the first 2 seasons of
I
Clone
never
Wars.
watched the first season. I watched it towards the end when it got good, and
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah, when they introduce Ahsoka, and then they have the epic battle of like Ahsoka versus Darth Vader.
That was so cool.
That's probably one of the best lightsaber scenes of all time. And then you get more closure with Darth Maul
Yes.
and his story. So I recommend that. We got Skeleton Crew. So what it says, it's 4 kids who find themselves lost in the vastness of the galaxy, trying to find their way home.
I think this is the
This
movie
is the,
that.
this is the Jude Law one.
Yes, this is the movie I think took over from now the Rogue Squadron movie that's been non-existent
Yeah.
from any point of discussion. I think this movie kind of took over that project.
It's hard to do like a fighter plane, like
It was
the
either-
little.
Yeah.
It was either this or the
They're kind of
the New Republic,
The High Republic.
the
It's big books right now.
oh, what is it? No, it's the one that's supposed to be about the one lady who's no longer in Star Wars because she got kicked out.
She got what did she get? She got canceled.
She got
Yeah.
canceled, and so
Oh
her
yeah.
show
What
got-
was it? The Rangers.
the Rangers of the
Yeah.
New Republic. Yeah, so
The-
like
the
I think
cops.
that's cops,
Bad
and Star
boys, bad
Wars.
boys.
Yep.
What you gonna do?
Yeah, that got canceled. So I think like it's a combination of Rogue Squadron and that caused this movie, or is it a movie or show?
I think it's a show.
This show to come into fruition. So
And
We'll see.
then we got Mandalorian 3.
Ooh, it's gonna be good.
That really got the Star Wars. Oh yeah, they got the Star Wars juices going. I was like, oh yeah, let's do Star Wars.
Again, you need to watch Clone Wars and even Rebels to help you understand what's going on.
You have
there.
to watch cartoons. That's your homework assignment.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be so good though. I'm excited.
And then I got my Ride or Die, Indiana Jones,
Indiana Jones.
number
Yeah.
5.
Yep.
That's huge.
Harrison Ford cried on stage.
Yeah,
That's his baby. It's his. That's his
Yeah.
movie.
it's his crown jewel
Yep.
of what he's done.
And like he made the announcement, he goes, "We will not be doing any more after this. This is it. Like
He's
it
pretty
dies
old.
with me."
I was all like, is he gonna die? Are they gonna pull a Han Solo on this one too and kill him off?
They're gonna kill Indy. No.
Actually, Indiana Jones dies in 99 or something like that. He was born in 89 or 1899, and he lived to be 100. You know, when you drink the cup of Christ and you like live for a long time. I mean, it's like a
Did
reset.
he drink it?
yeah,
Yeah, he did.
He
He had to
did.
drink it first
Oh.
to prove that it was all right. He's like, "Hey, Dad, I got this random cup. Hopefully, it works."
Wait, so how in the book or whatever? How does he die then?
It wasn't in the book. Like, I think it was in a Young Indiana Jones show that showed him like in the 90s where he's sitting in a chair around his family. He's got an eye patch.
Oh, so we get to see how he gets an eye patch. All right, I want
yeah,
to see that.
Yeah, so I don't know if they're gonna bring that in. You know, he's probably like, well, he's got the whip. He's like, I can't do this anymore. He takes off the eye patch. He's like, we're changing lore. We're not doing this anymore. But as far as we know, we don't know how much for what is going to happen with Indiana Jones.
Other than it's gonna be good.
As long as you don't have Shia LaBeouf swinging on
With
monkey swings.
monkeys, yeah,
I can handle the nuclear like refrigerator,
yes.
but like the swinging monkeys and the sword fight
Yeah.
on the car, I was like, I don't know, you're kind of losing me right here.
It was pretty cringe.
Everyone's like, the aliens. I was like, really? The guy
No.
who ripped out hearts out of people that are on
Yeah.
fire? That was like, that's normal. Or up with the flesh melting, you know.
Yeah, no, I was okay with
Yeah,
the
the
aliens.
aliens
Aliens
was
was
fine.
That
fine.
didn't bother me, but like, it was the Shia LaBeouf and the monkey swinging. I was like, all right. Can't do it. All right, let's move on to Marvel. We got Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. It's a big one.
I know. I'm excited to see what they're gonna do with this.
A lot of secrets behind this one, so
They are
They're
very
keeping it
tight-lipped.
very tight. Yeah.
so obviously going to be very important.
I think so. There's a new show that I didn't know about, Ironheart,
Yes.
that delves into the dynamic of tech versus magic, and it's coming out sometime next year in 2023. So I guess we're getting into that weird. We're getting into that, like, we have technology and then we have like
Magic.
magic. You know, we're getting a lot of those characters, like the mummy one. What was the one that just came out?
Oh, Moon Knight.
Moon Knight. Yeah.
Night.
So
Night Moon. What did Father do? I
forgot
what he called
Moon
it.
Night, Night Moon,
Something like that.
Moonwalking, Night
Moonwalker.
Moonwalker. Yeah, Moonwalker. It was a good show, guys. You should watch it. What else do we got? We have Ant-Man and Wasp, Quantumania.
Yep.
Comes out next year, around Valentine's Day. So that should be
Perfect
good.
Love.
We're getting to a point now where like we're stepping away from the Disney Plus shows and starting to do more movies again. So
Yeah.
it'll be kind of exciting to see. 'Cause as this chapter closes for the MCU, we go into a new chapter.
But we are going to get some TV shows
Right.
on Disney
Yeah.
Plus. So they'll be studying going back and forth between like Star Wars and Marvel.
So instead of releasing five Marvel movies a year, it'll just be like maybe 2 with a couple other Marvel TV shows in between.
Which I think is good. Give us a little bit of a break.
I
In the
agree.
Marvel universe.
I mean, watching Thor, I was all like, you cannot give me the same format you've been giving me for the
No.
last 15 years.
I didn't care for the last Thor.
Nope, that was a thumbs down. Like it was funny. It was a funny
Yeah,
movie,
like, and
but
people love it, but it's just like,
in terms of like, did it satisfy my Marvel
was it
itch?
memorable?
No. Nope.
No.
Yeah, the format, I was all like, I've seen this.
It's forgettable. It's skippable. It's not
It
important.
was like, Mark and I went to go see it, and usually after the movies, we're talking in the car about it. This movie, we just weren't talking. We were like, it was okay.
Mark was just probably mad. He was like wondering. He wasn't mad. He was probably like wondering, like, did I do something to Jackie? Why is she not talking to me? I'll just keep quiet. You know, you
He's
just
just,
get...
he's just mad that I saw Thor's butt. So
That night he was all walking around bare butt.
okay, let's move along.
Let's talk about your husband's butt some more.
Let's move along here.
All right, let's move on to Werewolf by Night.
I'm excited for this one.
It looks interesting.
about
It
to
comes
come
out like it. By the time you guys are listening to this, it's already out.
It's like black and white.
It's rated MA, so not for children.
You gotta get
Yeah.
your passcode that
Yep.
everyone could see if you got a Roku because there's no number buttons on there. I was like, there's no point for this. This is ridiculous. My daughter even knows it, and she doesn't even know numbers.
Did you really?
No,
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to be funny. We got Secret Invasion with Nick Fury.
Furry. We just learned something new.
This is
Nick
the Bollywood
Fury.
version. No, Nick Fury with Samuel L. Jackson. He'll be reprising that role answering where has he been for the last 2-3 years. Now we got Armor Wars that deals with...
Like it's kind of like an Iron Man sort of sequel, sort of.
That's
thing.
what I thought.
It's kind of like an Iron Man sort of storyline.
And then we got Loki Season 2 coming out sometime 2023.
It's gonna be a popular one.
I love it.
They did show the people who were there some sort of trailer, so unfortunately they cut that out of the stream, so we don't get to.
Can't wait. I loved Loki the first
It
season.
was great,
And
and I can tell you guys like it too because I noticed you guys pull that one up quite a bit. So
Yes, very much so. We also have Fantastic Four coming out theaters November 8th in 2024. Way down the road.
Yeah.
Way down there. Enough time for them to cancel that one if they don't like it. We also have...
it's gonna be kind of hard to cancel it because of another announcement they made.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Then we have Echo.
Yep.
Yep, we knew this
Echo
one.
was the character from Hawkeye show.
Yes.
Yeah. And then we have Daredevil.
That one's everyone's excited for.
And I guess
You see
they just recently announced who else is gonna be in Daredevil.
Oh,
is
did
She-Hulk
they?
going to be in there? Because we saw her...
Oh, I'm thinking of another thing.
Okay.
We've got Captain America: New World Order, theaters 2024, and then we have Thunderbolt.
The Thunderbolts, which that one's actually rumored to have Harrison Ford take over that role.
Really?
Really?
Yes.
Which role?
Of Thunderbolt, the one, because the actor passed away.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, the actor passed away, and so like that's the rumors that Harrison Ford's gonna take that role. Which I'm kind of like, really? You're gonna pick Harrison Ford, like another actor who's? I mean, I'm not trying to be insensitive here, but he's kind of on his way out.
Yeah.
Never. He's got plenty of good years.
He survived a plane crash.
Multiple.
He's drunk from the cup of Christ. Okay, he's gonna live forever.
He's had a door fall on him.
The Millennium Falcon fell apart on his foot. I mean,
yeah. So that's where you got Julie Louis-Dreyfus, where she plays Countess Valentina Allegra Del Fontaine. I had to say that because it's the longest name for a character ever. Which it's like the team up of like all these mismatched like characters, like Captain America 2.0 went all like crazy. He gets recruited. That's where that character, they're forming their own kind of like
Suicide Squad situation.
Suicides, it's
the bad Avengers.
The Avengers that got cut.
Yeah, the ones that
the
are
Avengers
like,
that are like just don't care about.
We're not
people.
going to call you back. And then we have the Marvels. So if you watch Miss Marvel and you watch the end, which I finally did.
Finally watch
I finally watched the end. I was like, oh my gosh, it makes sense now. State of the end for all things when it comes to this. So that's what's coming out. We have, I guess I could put this, do I put this in 20th century? Well, first, Avatar's out.
Yeah.
The Way of Water.
That's coming out this December.
It's coming out this December. And then you have Deadpool 3. That was just announced. That wasn't a D23, but I thought I'd throw it in there.
Right.
Because just this...
They announced that.
At the end of September, they announced...
They announced it, and Hugh Jackman's going to be coming in.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds was throwing his videos out. And, yeah, Hugh Jackman's in a couple of those, and they were great as always, So... everyone's excited for that. You have with Disney, you have Disenchanted.
Look great. I'm excited.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah. I like the first Enchanted. This one looks fun.
I know.
He's got all original cast back.
I'm excited for the music because the music was good in the other one. So.
Is Alan Menken still doing it?
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Okay.
We have
I would think he would though.
Yeah.
We have the Haunted Mansion.
We'll see.
Yeah, that's coming in 2028?
That's been in the
2030.
works.
2023 apparently.
It's funny. The movie has been in the works for a while, and I'm like, well, the attraction was in the works for a while.
It's really hard for me to get any Haunted Mansion movie
it's
serious because it's the funny and scary. And it's such an odd combination. Because I'll bring this up. On Netflix, just released The Munsters. Do you remember the 50s or 60s syndicated show?
Lighthearted show.
Right? Yeah. And so Rob Zombie, he does scary movies. I watched like 20 minutes of this movie and it was garbage. Pure.
Oh,
I
really?
usually I was like, I'll put it in the background. I won't even pay attention. It was so bad. I could not focus.
Oh, really?
And I was like, it was just so painful to watch.
In what way?
It was like watching a bad like cable like late night TV show that someone was putting together themselves. Like,
so is it lighthearted or is it kind of like dark?
It was like
Is this appropriate for a family to watch?
It was like for what I was watching, it was a family could watch it, but it was just garbage.
Okay, just not very good writing.
It wasn't. You see them trying to be funny, but they're also trying to be spooky, and you're just like, I can't.
The jokes just didn't work out.
It was just flat, and I'm all like, is this what the Haunted Mansion's gonna be like? It's such a hard topic, and
I
so
mean,
when
you
my
got
wife,
a lot of funny
I
people.
think
I
you should
think
just
they're gonna
not make it
lean.
funny.
They're gonna lean into the funny. They got
You
some
are?
funny cast members. In it.
it's so tough.
Wow.
Owen
Wow.
Wilson. You got Jamie Lee Curtis. You know, the Halloween franchise with her. It's just, I'm so
They
apprehensive about
released
it.
to Madame Leah.
It's Jamie Lee
That's
Curtis.
Jamie Lee
Yeah, Jamie.
Curtis.
Okay.
It's hard. I just don't.
We'll see. It's one of those. We'll see what happens.
And it's not because of like Eddie Murphy's one. I think it's just such a hard topic. I mean, Del Toro was supposed to do one like 10 years
Yeah.
ago.
That was in the top. I remember the talk back in 2009, 2008, seeing news about his version of the Haunted Mansion. And yeah, that never happened, and nor will we ever get that.
And so it's such a hard subject for me to even take serious. So I'm giving it a big skeptic. Like,
Yep.
okay,
Go into that
Mm-hmm.
not expecting much.
yeah. And then the controversial one, The Little Mermaid, where everyone freaked
I
out.
don't know what the band is.
We freak out
Whatever.
about
Ugh,
mystical
yeah.
creatures and
Whatever.
and their skin color, but I don't want to get into the subjects. I just want to like it's
If-
out there.
If they can do the
It's
part,
another live action
It-
movie.
It's a live action
it
film.
literally looks like a scene by scene creation of the animated movie. So I'm gonna have the same feelings I have with that as I do Beauty and the Beast.
I'm
and
just
all
not
the
gonna
others.
watch
It's
them.
just gonna be like meh.
Which ones haven't I have not
Now,
seen?
if it was like Ursula's backstory, I might be more into that.
right.
But,
If it's just like a
Mermaid,
scene for scene, meh.
where Ursula's not a villain, that she's just
No, I
like
don't want that.
misunderstood.
I don't want that.
You don't want a Maleficent.
No, I don't want a Maleficent.
So, all right. Yeah, I'm not. Again, you guys know my feelings about live action or CGI.
CGI action.
Yeah, I don't care for them.
It's like I watched Pinocchio. I was like, how many human actors were actually in this? Like,
So you guys watched Pinocchio?
I haven't.
I
yet.
watched.
Okay. I didn't think it was horrible, but
It
there
was not.
Pinocchio's
The
little
ending was weird.
that was weird.
The
I
ending
heard
was
the ending
weird.
was weird.
Where
just
he's
kind of like
swimming, like he's got this motorboat, like kicking legs.
he's got superpowers.
It was
whole-
ridiculous. I was like, I can't do this anymore.
The whole ending just took a weird turn, and you're like, okay, this is weird.
Tom Hanks left the movie, and like it was just too much. Probably they
Oh,
they
he
lost
left
the match.
during it.
No. I just
Oh.
like
I wouldn't be surprised if he did.
it's just yeah. I'm wondering if Tom Hanks is at the Morgan Freeman or
How big's the paycheck?
or
All right, I'll
yeah,
show
Robert
you.
De
Yeah.
Niro, where they just take like, oh, you're going to pay me millions of dollars to just be in this scene for like 2 days, sure, and make a whole movie
Harrison
about
Ford.
this. Yeah,
You want me to pet a human and pretend it's a dog? Okay, I'll do that. I
So-
love watching the behind the scenes on that. It's the funniest thing of this like person being pet by Harrison Ford. It is hilarious.
I bet that person that was getting fed was like, this is the best day of my life.
It probably was. For that.
Oh, I did not. He's like, this is like how it feels to be like Chewie. So that's all I've got for D23. There's just a lot of like, you can tell Disney is throwing their weight in live action. That's the
Yes.
moneymaker. And that's the one you paid the most money for. 20th Century, Marvel, and
Disney's
George Lucas.
definitely focusing on their movies, Disney Plus.
They're definitely. You can tell all their money's going down into Disney Plus. That's where they're putting all their money right now.
The war is still on.
Yep,
Yep.
it is.
So last day of D23.
Nothing happened. Nothing happened on the last day of D23.
It was the most people were-
Anticipated day.
anticipated day. Everyone was very excited because people were thinking some big announcements were going to happen because Universal is opening a third park in
No, it's their
Florida.
fourth park.
Yeah.
They call it their fourth park.
because of Volcano Bay.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Disney
fourth park.
has 6 theme parks with that logic.
Yeah, because Universal's opening up a fourth park.
Yes.
And it's supposed to be epic because it's Epic Universe.
Right.
And so people were like, "Oh, Disney's got to step up."
No, they're not.
No, they don't.
I knew they weren't.
They don't need to.
So like everyone's for me personally, going into this, everyone's expectations were really high. Mine were really low. And guess what?
What? Peter's
yeah.
expectations really low?
Oh, my expectations were really low. And guess what? They hit that mark. They hit it right on the nail.
So you feel good? You're like, all right, I feel good.
So Disney's still recovering from COVID.
Are you sure
No,
the
they're
parks
not.
are jam
No, they're
packed?
not. I think it's them investing more money into Disney Plus. They're putting it into their movies and their TV shows. I think this is my honest opinion. They say that it's COVID related. I don't think it's COVID related.
Okay.
I think they're past that point.
Well, they did announce some things. First, they're gonna bring back Happily Ever After show at Disney World.
Because their last show did not do well with the audience.
And everyone loves Happily Ever After. This went very well.
Bring back wishes. Sorry.
No, they're not bringing
No,
back wishes.
it's Happily Ever After.
Yep.
They also announced a new show for Epcot, which
Yes.
people are
They
actually,
just had a whole new show.
which people are actually kind of upset about because they like the existing show.
What?
Yeah.
Are you serious? I've heard nothing but negative thing about
No.
Harmonious.
No, I've
There's
heard
not harmony within the Disney community about this.
I've heard the people I follow really enjoy Harmonious.
They really enjoy the taco barges and the Stargate.
Okay.
The Stargate is kind of funny. I'm just
That
waiting for
part-
like pyramid, Egyptian
Right.
people coming through
Well,
to
that part,
invade.
yeah, no one likes that. But that part's not going away with the new show.
From what I've been hearing, yes.
Really?
Yes.
I doubt it, but we'll find
There's
out.
a reason why they're bringing back Epcot Forever when this show ends. Is because it's not going to be, we're going to produce a show, in the meantime we'll still show Harmonious. No, they're ending the show and putting in an old show.
Illuminations.
I wouldn't put it past them to go back in that direction, to bring back a new form of Illuminations.
So you can bring back the globe. It's just been floating backstage for like the last 10 years.
But don't be surprised if those barges go away, because that is one of the biggest complaints people have for Epcot are those barges in the middle of the lake.
It's probably very
Yeah.
hard. You got this beautiful lake, and then you see these giant
I mean,
floating stage.
they're really ugly. Don't get me wrong. They're butt ugly.
They couldn't put like the magical green blue tarps on them.
They were supposed to be fountains in the daytime, but the fountains didn't work, and so now they just sit out there
Yeah.
doing
And I'm
nothing
just like,
in the
why
daytime.
couldn't you just bring them out?
Well, because of the hardware involved
Right.
with operating them, they couldn't do that. So, from what I've heard, and I don't know anything
There's
because
a lot
I
of
have no
rumors,
connections, but from
yeah.
what I've heard, the indication that them bringing in Epcot Forever in the meantime while they try to find something new indicates to me that they're doing some major work on this show.
Some people got fired.
Yes.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. They also mention opening season for Tron. They said
Yeah.
Tron is gonna open spring of 2023, which I figured it was gonna open in spring
She's
of
like
2023.
May. Probably May.
It's
When's the last
Spring
day
break.
of spring?
Yeah.
spring break.
But you expect it right before summer break,
Like
basically
Memorial Day.
begins. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when it's going to happen. The beginning of May is when it'll happen. That's my prediction. Which isn't too unexpected. I mean, that's more of I don't think it's a construction issue. It's more of a planning, marketing thing for getting people, because they already know they've got things booked for so much, like for the next 6 months. This is the next thing that they're going to be marketing to get people to come back.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
like right now they're still riding high on Cosmic Rewind, the Guardians coaster, and so that's
there's no
what they're
need to
waiting
bring
for.
it back as a rush because they've got the crowds right now.
Right.
Yeah, they do.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, where they keep raising the prices and they're like, we're still full. I mean, you guys were just there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. I think with the Tron news, people were just disappointed there was no exact date.
It's vague. Yep.
Super vague. Which means they could push it off to winter 2023.
oh, they could. Like, if some things don't work,
Oh, yeah.
then yeah, they could push it off.
Another exciting Walt Disney World news: Hatbox Ghost is coming to the Haunted Mansion.
Oh, how fun.
This was something that was originally planned for the 50th anniversary for Disney World, but then COVID happened and that got pushed back. So
But
it was already planned, just they're just now getting around to it.
yeah. They mentioned a lot of meet and greets. Hulk, which is you can now meet Hulk, which looks rough.
Yes,
Meeting Hulk.
Is it just Bruce Banner as
the audio of him talking is very stiff.
and him moving. It's
It's the new technology, which
Yes.
honestly, like, I get why he looks the way he does, like why he's wearing a mask. Like, I get it,
yeah.
because it's gonna look weird. His face is gonna look weird if he's supposed to be talking, and because it's not gonna be
It's
talking.
not like talking Mickey.
No, and then yeah. So like, I get this is basically their first attempt. So we'll see what we get next with this technology. Their new larger creatures, maybe a better Wreck-It Ralph, or maybe a better Beast.
Better King Louis, where he could sign my autograph.
King
book.
Louis,
Yeah.
let's do King Louis.
It's definitely new technology and new way of doing meeting characters, so this will develop more. We've got the Mandalorian and Grogu meeting at Disneyland,
Oh,
that would be
cool.
next month in November.
which is pretty cool because you look at it like Grogu is moving around.
Only at Disneyland, not at Disney
yeah,
World.
people are upset about that.
Well, they have the Star Cruiser to blame. That's why.
yeah,
It's the Star Cruiser's fault.
because of the storyline.
Thanks,
Yep.
Bob. Appreciate it.
Yep.
But I think this is pretty cool because Grogu is an animatronic and is being carried by someone, which is pretty cool technology if you think about it.
It'll be cool to see how they deploy it.
Yeah. Figment attraction is not being touched. Instead,
I know. You watch the fan reaction with them announcing,
When they said
we know you're fans of a certain purple dragon. Everyone's all like, it's the attraction.
He's
They're
coming
doing
back.
it. They're doing it. Yes, we're going to have a meet and greet. Okay, a meet and greet. When? Next year. Oh,
They should have thrown
next
things at them
year.
like, fix the ride! Fix it!
So this is my perspective on it. This is a test and a recent announcement from the time we're recording this. As of this week, they announced that they're doing a Figment movie.
it's in the early.
It's in the early production.
Early production.
So, but it was announced. So I think this is a test as to whether or not they keep Figment or change it.
Yeah, I think what.
And
really
we have another
triggered-
Pixar movie that has a possible replacement, Inside Out 2. Coming out as well that they might be considering for that spot as well. So that's
It's a lot of
obviously all
testing the
perspective,
waters.
but that's what I when I saw the announcement for the Figment movie, that was kind of like my mindset was like, okay, they're testing to see if audiences really want this or not. Because my wife, she rode the ride, she goes, that was garbage. I don't get it. And I go, yeah,
It is.
because it is garbage. And it's not what it used to be.
People don't want a meet and greet. People don't want an attraction. They just want the popcorn buckets.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Those stupid popcorn buckets.
I just love how someone did like a crappy drawing of Figment and did it on eBay and went for like $3,000. Just as
This
a
is a
joke.
rough draft version of Figment. Yeah, Tony Baxter drew this.
eBay, fooling people that have no clue.
Right.
Yeah. They did announce a big attraction. This was, I think, their big news was the Avenger attraction coming to California.
The vague Ratatouille ride.
Okay.
That's
Super
what it looked
vague.
like to me.
It's a multiverse coming to you where you'll, and then they introduce a new villain character, like
King Thanos.
King Thanos. Something in the multiverse.
Sure.
The way they pitched it to me screamed screens everywhere. Everywhere's a
Yeah.
screen.
I can't do it.
That's-
Don't do it, please.
That I feel like we're getting a
And
Ratatouille ride.
Honestly, I think it's really early works that it might be canceled
Again, like the other Marvel
Again.
like the other big Marvel
Yeah.
e-ticket attraction where we're supposed to be in our individual jetpacks.
I watched a video of someone trying to do like where they can put it, and there's not a lot of
There's
space.
not a lot of space. So
Unless
like,
they go and take down like Monsters Inc. and put it over there.
But they're not.
They're not going to.
They're going to put it behind Guardians.
Right. And there's just not a lot of space there.
Nope.
So I don't expect a lot for this attraction.
Put your expectations real low on this attraction. Do not expect an e-ticket like a lot of people did with Spider-Man.
Yeah. The e-ticket is Guardians.
Yep, that is the e-ticket.
They also mentioned San Francisco. Sokyo.
They're adding a bridge.
Basically, they're retheming the Pacific Wharf.
And they're adding a bridge.
Yeah, and they're redesigning the bridge. And I don't know. I'm okay with this. I think it'll look nice.
It's a very basic announcement. Everyone was kind of excited about it, but it's all like, well, what are we getting rid of? So what it sounded like we're getting rid of is the bakery.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, it's already been renamed. And the concept art, it's clearly renamed. So, to the Cat Cafe.
You didn't see it. Jackie raised her eyebrow and going, we'll see.
We'll see.
I'm just, for those that don't see what's going on.
From what
Peter and I
heard,
are arguing about
I heard
so.
Ghirardelli's out the door.
I understand Ghirardelli.
Because I think that contract's up.
Yeah.
30 years later.
Yeah. So I think their deal's going to end. And so that's probably where the Baymax meet and greet and gift shop's going to be. And that's pretty much that announcement.
I just think it will be a nice look in the area. I don't think it's going to hurt the area. So.
Yeah, I mean, I just think like...
Hurt the image of California Adventure?
Yeah, what they did was they moved the Golden Gate Bridge from the entrance of the park to the middle of the park.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. Well, not San Francisco style.
Oh, sorry. They added some wings to the side.
It's true.
Look, I'm excited for this. I think it will look very nice.
There's a reason why Jackie's heading this section of the podcast, because I'm very negative Nancy about this.
It was a consensus between me and Jackie. We're like, Peter can't handle this. And yet...
I have strong opinions and I'm taking over. I'm the host today.
Look, I'm excited for this. We'll see what happens. They talked about Zootopia, Shanghai. Run Disney's coming back.
If you like running, it's coming back.
Yeah.
Pay money to run on Disney property.
A lot of people really get into this. So
it's a fun time. There's a good energy with the guests that come in
to
do it, and they get to see unique characters.
Yes,
I had a friend that worked it, and she liked doing the being a friends with character for those events.
Yeah, they're super fun, super great energy for it. So if you're a runner, I recommend you doing them. Then they talk about Disney Cruise Line, which I'm excited for.
She's a cruiser.
I'm an early cruiser. I'm very excited. My husband and I are already daydreaming about our next cruise. They talk about the 6th ship in the fleet, the Disney Treasure. It looks cool. It looks exactly like the Disney Wish, but different theming with Aladdin.
Yes.
And they announced different locations. They're gonna do Australia, New Zealand. Mm-hmm. And I actually looked online at prices. They're really short cruises. They're 3 or 4 day cruises, and they're cheap right now. So if you're in Australia or New Zealand, check them out.
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah, because Americans, you have to
fly
to Australia, which you know how much that'll cost you for you and your family, and then to pay for a cruise on top of that.
They did announce some other cruises to hit Fiji, Hawaii areas. Those are 10 to 13-day cruises, and they look really good, and I'm interested. Let's see here. Should we go to the blue sky section?
Yeah. Let's finish it up. We got to wrap this up in the next 5 minutes.
All right.
I don't know.
Then the panel went to this blue sky, meaning this is daydreaming. This is what we do when we dream about the future of the park, basically. We throw a bunch of ideas out.
I will say one of the ideas
and then the
was
lawyers
more farther along than the others.
Yes. So the one idea that was farther was a
Replacement for Dino Land.
replacement for Dino Land. Dino Land is
Oh, so they listened to our podcast?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they did. So,
But they didn't take any of our ideas. Actually, no, I think you had the Zootopia idea, right?
Yeah, I have the Zootopia.
You wanted to do a Zootopia.
So they're playing with the idea of doing Zootopia, maybe Moana. I think they'll just choose one of those. I don't think they're gonna do both.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean,
That one will probably happen.
that one's more further along. You can tell by the concept art. That one, there's a lot more detail involved
Yes.
in that one than the other one, Blue Sky discussion. That one, yeah, we'll talk
Then
about that.
then the other Blue Sky they talked about was Beyond Thunder Mountain at Magic Kingdom, which they're like, it could be Coco, it could be Encanto, it could be a Villain's Land.
Or all three.
Or all three.
It was a giant focus group. That's all it was. I was like, okay, what are the people excited? Do you want Coco Land?
Do you want
Okay, there's a
Encanto?
little bit of. Do you want Encanto? Oh, not so much. Villains? Oh, they really like the villains. Note that down. They like villains. Okay, so
Yeah.
we are more likely to get villains than we will, I think, the other two.
Yeah.
Going back to our other podcast about unbuilt Disney attractions, build my mountain. I want my mountain built.
Yeah.
Build it.
Again, I don't know if any of these will happen.
I think something will happen. Whether something happens, I don't know.
Apparently, people say there's a lot of land back there, so we'll see.
There is. There's a lot of open land out there. A lot of infrastructure that can be moved around. So,
But those are kind of the big things at the parks panel. Basically, a lot of things could happen, but a lot of things may not happen. So,
yeah. Somebody gave their perspective and said, you didn't hear a lot of announcements coming from Disneyland because
you don't need it.
management at Disneyland is very hesitant on announcing anything right now. They haven't even talked about this rethemed Tarzan's Treehouse as to what that's going to be. There's rumors.
Yeah.
Or Toontown?
Toontown, they have that one's pretty much set in stone. That one's going to be opening up, I think, February
Okay.
Yeah.
next
They
year.
usually, like, even though it's
They had a
coming out
model
soon.
of Toontown.
Yeah,
They'll
yeah.
show
I'm
things.
actually really excited. That was one thing I was probably really excited about was Toontown.
Yeah.
What they showed off. I was really happy with the changes there.
There's still a lot of unknown with the expansion of Disney Springs.
Yeah, there's a lot
They
of
announced
like,
a couple of restaurants and bakeries and stuff.
people,
but-
they said the bakery was the biggest reaction out of everything that was announced at the parks panel was the bakery for Downtown Disney.
Yeah.
That was the most excited.
Food.
Yeah.
That was the most excited
were
the
hungry.
audience there got for
Well,
any of
it
the
was because-
announcements.
Oh, we have free samples for you.
I was wondering, like, did they have food for
They
them
did.
They
there?
have food
They
for
did.
them. So.
They're like, where can I get this? I don't know. Wink.
But yeah, we'll see what happens in the next few years. Again, Disney doesn't need to bring a lot of new things to us.
Well,
Yeah, they do.
and
It's,
honestly,
it's a new age. You need to
honestly,
keep feeding the beast.
when it comes to these announcements, I'm kind of glad, as much as negative as I have been about this whole parks panel thing, I'm kind of glad they didn't really formally announce anything because they have a really bad habit of announcing things and then they
Taking
not
it
happen.
back.
Yeah.
Like what happened to Mary Poppins?
What happened to the theater
Yeah.
at Magic Kingdom?
You make it sound like there's like a murder mystery that we have to solve.
We do.
Like,
We need to solve this now. This needs to happen.
We'll make a true crime of
it
like
sounds
lost
like a true crime. Like,
attractions.
do we have a serious problem in the parks right now?
Well, you know what? Those podcasts are very popular. Maybe we can start going in that direction.
What is it, like murder in a building?
Yeah, murder in the
We should do a
building.
podcast like they do.
Or like lost
Disney.
ideas.
What happened? Well, Chapek said this.
He took the knitting needles and stabbed it in the heart. Not enough money. Ha ha ha.
So, but I mean that's generally. I mean we could go on ranting for a while, but I've been ranting for a while, so I think we'll leave that for a future discussion because I'm sure we'll have lots of things to talk about when it comes to the Disney parks in the future. But let us know what you thought. What are your thoughts of what was announced at D23? Was there something that was announced or was discussed or shown that we didn't really talk about? Let us know. You can email us at matterhornnoodles@gmail.com. You can contact us on any of the social medias, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. let us know what you thought. And we'd be glad to look things over, and gladly, if you liked what happened, I will be glad to respond back to you and say how wrong you are. No.
I will not be glad. I'll be like, ugh,
I
another
will-
task to do in my life. No.
Please respond. We want to hear from you guys. Please do. But until next time, Auf Wiedersehen. Thank you for joining us on this week's episode of the Matterhorn Yodelers. Please remember, before your bobsled comes to a complete stop, to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And remember,
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.